Welcome, PBA LBC League Bowlers. I'm Neil Stremmel, your Director of Rules and Equipment for the PBA. And today I am joined with new PBA champion, Senior Masters champion, newly awarded Jim Jarzak Lane Man of the Year Award. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
This is JJ John Janawicz of Kegel. Great guy to have on for patterns. I wanted to talk about patterns with him today. So you've seen the PBA LBC National Championship pattern, and for the league bowlers out there, if they're going to go bowl in a tournament and they see the pattern, what's important to you on this? What should they focus on? What's important?
The patterns are important. I mean, honestly, the first thing I always look at is, what kind of lane surface is it, and mostly how old it is. Because, like anything, with older synthetics, the older they get, the more scratched up they get in the right-hand ball track, the more scratched up they get in the front part of the lane. So, you're going to expect, when synthetic surfaces, especially when they start getting over 15 years old, and especially over 20, you have to know that, they're going to expect a little bit more friction than probably what you're used to. Now, that being said, once you know that, then you kind of look at the pattern, and then you look at the distance. The distance is obviously the most important thing, of all the things I look at, because that kind of gives you an idea of where your ball probably needs to be down the lane. Now, once I kind of have that idea, I'll also look at the load structure as well. Where is a lot of that shape? Is it like between in the ball track where it kind of corresponds with the pattern distance? Like we use the PL minus 31. You're looking at about like board 11. So does a lot of that shape kind of also, mirror, in that 11 board range? Is it like, just inside and outside of it, or maybe it's a little bit wider? Because if it's a little bit wider, you might want to consider throwing, some balls in that part of the lane, because like I said, there is a little bit of distinct shape there to help guide the ball, give you a little bit more hold, a little bit more swing. But between that, and then I'll look at the volume, that kind of gives me an idea of, perhaps how strong of a ball I might need. However, that still goes back to the lane surface, because 28 mils is a decent amount of conditioner, but when you're dealing with, like, say, an older surface, it might, it's still going to hook a lot.
Yeah, it might not feel like it's 28 mils if there's a lot of friction.
Correct.
So that great information. Look at the distance. So if you're bowling in your home center and you're just bowling on a tournament on a new pattern that you haven't bowled on, you normally bowl the house shot, and now you're going to bowl on, say, this pattern, the national championship pattern, and you just haven't bowled on it before. So you want to do the comparison between the two patterns and kind of understand what's going on. Is that a good way to attack it?
Yeah. I mean, I think the way this is structured, there's still some similarities of, the shape of the house pattern, and the distances, in that same range. I mean, like, usually when it comes to the tech support that I handle, the average pattern distance is about 43 feet right now, which this is 42, so it's pretty much comparable. And like I said, the structure is the same. It's just blended out a little bit more, and there's obviously a little bit more outside to kind of keep it honest. So, I mean, definitely not going to have the swing like you'll probably see in your house pattern, but you'll definitely see some of the resemblance of the hold if you get your feet in the right spot, and you get your angles right, and get the right ball in your hand though.
That is great advice from a PBA champion. It's great advice from someone at Kegel who has spent a lot of time putting patterns together over the years. We greatly appreciate your time, and I hope the league bowlers out there can understand and look at these patterns and compare to their normal house shot and be able to play around and learn something. So try some new patterns out there, everybody. Learn, get better, enjoy the sport, and as always, make sure you support our sport. Thank you.